Hey. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. This is a travel update. So this, as you know, this is I2C Events and Travel, where we do event planning, weddings, baby showers, proposal, all of that. But this particular video is also about travel. So this is a travel update. So as y'all can see, I got some tea for y'all. Y'all like my cup? It's bringing me divaness just all the day long. So as you can see, I am dressed to go nowhere fast because there's an issue going on between the CDC and the cruise lines, and that's what we're going to talk about. Straighten my head up for this. So all right, a couple of weeks ago we announced that cruising was back, but it was back temporarily. It was from June to like that very first week in September, like Labor Day. But baby, the cruise lines and the CDC have been going at it like divorced parents, and we're the children that's stuck in between, the travelers, the people that just want to go on a cruise, the people that made it through COVID-19. We just want a nice, relaxing vacation, and the CDC is like, not so fast. So what's going on is that we received notice from particular different cruise lines that, hey, cruising is back. This is when we're going to start. So us as travel agents, we put that out there to our clients and said, hey, go ahead and book now because the rates are awesome. The rates are awesome. Not sure what's going on with the cruise line and the CDC, but this is what we got notification of this morning, or actually yesterday. What they said is that cruising is now pushed back 2 more weeks. Cruising was supposed to start June 5th at one particular cruise line, Royal Caribbean, but now it's being pushed back to June 30th. So in my meeting yesterday with Royal Caribbean, what they stated is that, hey, they need all of the travel agents to write a letter to your Congress people to let them know we want cruising back. And actually, it's only fair. Everything else is opening back up. The cruise lines have developed their own guidelines to what's going to happen if there's an outbreak on the ship. They've already had 100,000 cruises, like test cruises. So that was phase 1. They only had between 10 and 11 people get COVID-19, and they were able to still successfully move on with those cruises. Now we are in phase 2. So that's going to be the June through the September cruises. Well, they're presenting this information to the CDC, and the CDC is still saying, hey, that's not good enough. The CDC put something out the Thursday before Good Friday, and it still was saying, it still kind of left everybody confused as to, hey, is cruising back or is it not? Because the cruise lines have actually made a good point. Airlines didn't stop. People been flying all over the nation. I know I've been to Vegas like 4 times, just to get away. We're able to drive places, but we're still able to go to restaurants. You have to have your mask on. Then when you're not eating, you can take it off. But if you are, just sitting down talking, things like that, there are provisions in place to try to, get a hold of this coronavirus and to make sure that it doesn't spread. But they're not being fair to the cruise agencies. They're not. What the CDC is saying is that, hey, develop your own guidelines. Just make sure what we say still goes and we'll approve you. That was my air freshener if y'all hear anything. But they still have not approved us to come back cruising 100%. So the cruise lines are saying, hey, we need your help, travel agents. Put this out there. So we're putting it out there. Do you want to cruise? Raise your hand. 2 of them raised. I'm ready. I've already booked. Listen, if while we're going back and forth, because it's like divorced parents or parents that are divorcing and we're the children that's in between, I suggest that you still go ahead and book your cruises because the rates are great. An example of that is Royal Caribbean is offering up to $350 off, and you still actually get your second person for 60% off. So that's a great deal. Once cruising opens back up, and cruising will open back up one way or the other. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. Once cruising opens back up, you won't see these type of deals. Last year, I was urging people to go ahead and book because they were giving $600 off and the second person was 60% off, and then kids were selling free. Now we don't have the kids sell free anymore. Not at this point, at this time. So listen, go ahead and jump on those deals. What I think may happen, because Carnival came out this week and said, okay, United States, since you don't want to participate, since CDC, you don't want to have us open back up, we won't leave from your ports anymore. We'll just go to other countries. Listen, the U.S. is going to miss out on so much money. Florida, listen, you guys should be in an uproar about this, because people are definitely, I'm in Georgia, and we try to cruise maybe 4 times a year, and we always try to go Florida because it's easiest for us to get there. We can drive if we want to. Most of the time we just fly. You guys should be making a ruckus. Make some noise about this, because this is your tourism. You know, people are still going to come to Florida because you have nice beaches and things like that, and there's Miami there and other beaches. But, you know, tourism, it you know, brings in a lot of money. So we really need you guys to make some noise. I believe that if they don't go ahead and open back up, at least, you know, give us something to go by. The CDC has to do better with these guidelines. What I think happened is last year when COVID hit, it was a lot of crew members that were stuck on these boats, and they were not able to get off. They were not able to get home. And some of them for months. Hey, it's a lot of people with some horror stories of they were trying to get home to their loved ones. And, you know, they may have complained to the CDC, like, listen, I'm stuck on this boat. You know, my employer won't help me. The employer being the cruise lines. And maybe this is kind of like, you know, just, you know, backlash from that. I'm not really sure. But at this time, the world is opening back up. I had my COVID shot yesterday, and I'm ready to cruise. Me and my husband actually booked. We're booked for August, you know, that week before Labor Day, and we are ready to go, because the world has been through a lot, and you do need just some peace of mind. You need to get away. The world is opening back up. People are going back to work. Restaurants are opening back up. Bars are opening back up. So if you're telling me a bar can open back up, where people just come in and put their mask on, but if they're drinking their alcohol or their nice little drinks, they can take their mask off. What is the difference between that and cruising? What's the difference between that? Because I've read now the information that they sent us. I didn't read all of it, but from the cruise lines. But what they sent us was that just some information stating that masks will be required when you're getting on. They're going to be testing people before you get on the ship. You do have to have your COVID vaccine card. So they are putting provisions in place. They have rules in place. Okay, if someone does get COVID, this is what the plan is. So they have all these things in place. You know, the cruise line can't be held accountable for what happened last year, because nobody knew about COVID. None of us. We didn't know what to do either. You know, we lost people in our family, you know, due to COVID and things like that, but no one really knew what to do. As it progressed, we kind of watched other countries, and then we kind of figured, okay, this is what we should be doing. This is what they did wrong. This is what we're going to do. So it was maybe a little preventive, and then maybe a not preventive. So we're all here together, but we have to get back to cruising. We need to. It's people's jobs at stake. I know people are saying, well, you don't have to cruise. Where there's so many people that are on these boats that work there. You know, it's a lot of people that we meet on boats, very nice, and they come over here for 4 to 6 months. They make the money, and then they go home for 4 to 6 months, and then they come back and do it again. So it's not that they're just affecting the cruise lines, they're affecting people's lives. So we definitely need to get back to cruising. If I was you, I would go ahead and book your cruises, because the rates are great right now. We're definitely going to get back to cruising. The question is, are we getting back to cruising in the United States? Because we may just travel to other countries to cruise. It's going to be sad, but it could be true.